Rise and shine, Chippy. It's time for the Intel Morning Show. Okay, repeat after me. Please welcome, Alex, the tech evangelist for Intel.
Alex, the blah, 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 blah for Intel.
Robeytech. And the overlord and the glue that holds this entire program together.
Me?
I was thinking Sarah.
Oh.
Broadcasting live and worldwide on Twitch and Discord. This is the Intel Morning Show.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're going to start with a little fit check real quick and just make sure that our audio sounds good. Are we good audio-wise? Can you guys hear it? I hear hold music. That's not hold music. That's quality music all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. So good. Hey. Let me just say how successful this. I am in mission control right now. There are literally I keep looking at Shelby because she's literally right next to me. Sorry, Shelby's right next to me. I have like 5,000 shows going. 5,000 screens going on right here, guys. But we are live remotely from the studio here in Santa Ana, California. I have cold McDonald's and a dream. That's where things sit right now.
That's valid. I told him to just shove the whole biscuit in his mouth and chew really quickly, but he was not down for that plan, unfortunately.
Here, a fan. Sounds like he's in an airplane. Oh, okay, yeah. So I sound like I'm in an airplane? Does somebody sound like... Guys, here's the deal. The fact that we're live right now is a miracle in and of itself because we are figuring stuff out. Sarah, blood pressure level, where are we at right now?
I'm good. I left it all to you this week. As mission control, it was all in your hands.
That was the most pained. I'm good.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, I feel like we're barely holding it together at this point in time. So, but anyway, it's good to have everybody here. It's good to be hanging out and doing stuff today. I have a noise gate on because if you don't know anything about 40 series laptops, guys, these things can get loud. So we have like the NVIDIA thing because when we actually start gaming, you will just literally hear if I don't do this. So I'm literally, I'm prepared for that moment. So if it sounds a little less crisp than normal, then that's maybe why. Alex, how are you doing?
I am good. I'm trying to figure out if I don't know if I'm the noisy one,
No, you're
background.
fine.
I was definitely the one with the dog barking before we just
Yeah,
went.
it sounds like he's good. It sounds like everybody's good. But anyway, welcome.
He wanted to be involved in the show.
He wanted to be in it. Anyway, guys, I'm glad that. Oh, is it me? Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one. Do I sound fine to you guys?
Yeah, I think it's your laptop, Robey, that your fans are going off, so it's probably catching it up. So.
I mean, he is sitting in like a mission control center. Like, I wish you guys could see what's in front of this man right now. It looks like the deck on the Star Trek ships. Just like...
Houston, we have a problem.
Houston, we do have a problem, and the problem is laptop fans.
So, guys, anyway, we're welcome to the show. Sorry if there's a little bit of noise issues. It is just going to be what it's going to be. We're working to try. We'll see if I can fix it while I'm going through there. We didn't know there was any audio issues before. But it's so glad to have everybody here and hanging out. We have a packed show for you today. We do have a packed show for you today. But first and foremost, one of the things I want to know is we have some awesome giveaways that are up right now for grabs. Is that not correct, Sarah?
We do. There's a lot up for grabs right now. So we'll drop it into the chat and Discord. But for those of you that checked out Mod Workshop a couple of weeks ago for the Gran Turismo themed PC that Robeytech did with Noisy Butters, that's up for sweepstakes. So we'll drop it here in chat. But not only that PC, which is an epic build, but there's a couple of other CPU and swag kits that are up. Available as well, so make sure you get in for those.
So that is it, guys. Please make sure that if you want to get in on that stuff, we are going to be dropping links in the chat. Remember, all giveaways, everything having to do with that is going to happen over in the Discord chat, so that's going to be the place you're going to want to get in on that. But I'm pretty excited about it. We have some other giveaways coming up in the coming weeks. I know usually you guys are used to those. Don't worry, we're going to keep those going. But we have a special guest today. She shows up from time to time. Shelby, tell me a little bit about yourself for people who don't know as the mother of Chippy. What's going on?
Yes, and I do. He's here. You guys probably can only see the top of his head, but I do have a Chippy right now. For those of you who don't know me, hi guys, my name is Shelby. I am the global strategist for Intel Gaming's social media accounts. As Robey has dubbed me, the mother of Chippy. However, Chippy was a team effort from a lot of people on the social team that just really wanted a mascot. And now he's here, and we're never getting rid of him. He owns everything, me included.
Well, I can only do what I can do, guys, I'm sorry that you blame me for whatever is going on. All I can do is the best that I possibly can. So it was Chippy was needed. I mean, again, it's like we didn't really have a mascot before, and now we've had people dress up as mascots. We've had people dress up as Chippy. Chippy's become a bit of a legend in the community, I would say. And the other thing too is, like, anytime we mention any giveaway having to do with Chippy, it ends up being like one of the biggest things, right? Like the Chippy keycap and all that sort of stuff. So I mean, I'm not going to argue that Chippy has hit a level of awesome that we're not used to.
We actually recently just had a call with our partners over at ESL, and it was actually comical because they were like, the first time you pitched us Chippy and having the Chippy mascot suit on site, which would have been IEM Dallas 2022, they were like, we were not sold, we were not on board. And then they saw the power of that mascot suit running through the arena, and they were like, we're never going to question it again. Bring him every single time.
The best part was when we were in PAX East, and the Chippy suit is designed for people that are a little bit shorter than I am. And you told me, like, Alex, go put the Chippy suit on, and I put it on, and you can see like my hairy legs coming out of the bottom of the Chippy because they were just a little too short.
Are you serious? Yes. You could like see your. Oh man, that's that's an image I don't want to have in my head anymore.
Yeah, and that's what we didn't. I don't think I made it out of that dressing room. Like, all right, that's a little too much.
That's a little disturbing. Okay, well, before we go to
you guys just
what you don't want to hear any more about that. Why don't we talk a little bit about what you guys have been playing? So Shelby, what have you been playing as of late? Like, what's the games on your platter?
Baldur's Gate. And only Baldur's Gate.
So she's still been playing Baldur's Gate.
I'm muted, so Robey heard me. Apologies. Baldur's Gate, and exclusively Baldur's Gate, and only Baldur's Gate.
How many hours are you in so far?
Do I want to answer that?
Actually, a friend of mine got in trouble yesterday for saying how many hours. This was in a meeting, an Intel company meeting. And,
no.
And we were talking and before the meeting started, we were just chatting, and he said like, "Oh yeah, I just happened to be 250 hours into Starfield," and everybody went like, "What?
250 hours, really?"
Yeah, we were like, "Dude, we gotta talk about your priorities here."
Wow. Well, I mean, again, I guess what somebody does on their free time is,
exactly.
Right? Yeah, for sure. What about you, Alex? What are you playing? Have you picked up a Switch yet?
And I'm waiting for. I was told by the chat to wait for the Switch 2. So I am waiting for the Switch 2. I actually last weekend and throughout this week I've been playing Starfield. I picked it up. I think 8 hours in. I had a little run-in with the law, and now I'm being blackmailed to be a spy. So.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So, I know exactly what quest you're on. Yeah. Okay. So I know where you're at. And then I have been playing Power Wash Simulator. I've been playing. I actually jumped into Lies of P, and then we've also been playing a little bit of Starfield, and then Baldur's Gate 3. I re-kicked it up. But there was this. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. I'm gonna have to find it on there. There's this new game I've been playing on the Steam Deck, which is this pixel RPG title. And it's Star something or whatever it was, but that's been actually really fun because of the travel and stuff like that. So it's been cool. I've been playing some games and stuff like that, but it's been pretty neat. So Shelby, so just so you know, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start talking about news. Now we didn't assign you news stories, so to speak. So you can just kind of chime in and tell us what you think based on the actual vibe, if that makes sense, right?
I get to just give opinions?
Pretty much. I mean, it's just
incredible.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's just kind of the real thing is it's just like the laptop you stole from work. You just basically get to steal opinions.
I did not steal it. It was provided to me, which, by the way, I am on said laptop, and it's powering through. She's doing a wonderful job.
Oh man, I guess we'll let the audience be the judge of that. Audience, do you feel what do you think of the stolen laptop that she's running on? Do you feel like it's giving you the entertainment experience you guys deserve? I'd love to get you guys to chime in on that. That would be awesome. Alex, what do you think? Do you feel like Shelby's laptop has been worthy of the show so far?
I think it's been great. It's definitely delivered a lot of value, and just informed into security. I just need the address where you guys at, so we can actually have a little, into police showing up. Like the laptop.
Could you? I don't want to think about that. The whole rating thing has always been super scary. But I mean, maybe that's maybe we'll have some prank on Shelby at some point in time where all of a sudden we have corporate security show up just in the show. But
we should do that.
We should.
Chris, how about we should get some jackets that said security.
Okay, so the other thing too is I always like to have this conversation on the show. Now that we have this challenge coming up very, very soon, Shelby. We're going to be filling out Game of the Year. Remember, we have this bracket challenge. Sarah, actually, why don't you remind folks about the bracket challenge? For those who don't know, Overlord Sarah is watching over us. I feel like her blood pressure is probably coming down a bit now that the show's actually running. But Sarah, tell us about the bracket challenge and what's up for grabs and how people can start getting into that.
Yeah, so we kind of teased this out a little bit last week. We want to kind of do a bit of a challenge. The three of you, I think this week, are going to give your predictions. So we've got 8 categories, 2 bonuses, and we're going to let everybody kind of pick who they think is going to win in each one of these categories. We're still working on some prizing, but I guarantee you it will be epic. So we always like to mix things up and make sure we get you some good stuff. But yeah, we'll drop it in this week so you guys can start filling it out, and we'll close it up kind of that 1st of November.
Okay. So I mean, again, it's gonna be a romping good time. It's your time to show. Do you really know? Do you have your pulse on the vibe of gaming history and all that sort of stuff? And so, super interested to see what people actually end up thinking and where they end up voting, so to speak. Let's kick it off with Shelby. We had this conversation not that long ago. Do you feel like now that you've had the games change, we've had games come out that we had talked about, stuff like that, where are you at on your votes on your Game of the Year?
I mean, Game of the Year, I'm going to sound like a broken record today, guys, and you're going to have to forgive it, but I genuinely believe Game of the Year is going to be Baldur's Gate 3. I think when you put out a title that is so phenomenally put together that other game studios are suing you because you put out too good of a game, which, by the way, there is an active lawsuit open against Larian from some major publishers stating that they've set the bar too high, essentially. What? Yeah. They're suing Larian Studios for $150 billion for setting the bar too high for other game companies. So my guess is going to be that it would be Baldur's Gate 3, which is a change from previously, because I did previously say it was going to be Tears of the Kingdom, because when you have a Zelda title involved, it's got a solid shot.
Do you know if I can do the same with my coworkers? Like, oh, you guys are setting too high of a bar, therefore I'm going to see you.
Two for 150. I don't think so. But you could talk to, you could talk to someone about that, but I don't think it's the case.
I'm flabbergasted. It's interesting, right? You're talking about, I saw an interesting bit of information on the interwebs. I don't know if you guys know, but everything on the internet is always true. But something that I heard is that if you have like a high producer, so for instance, Larian Studio, you have a game like Baldur's Gate 3 that's in your ecosystem, that productivity actually increases by like 15 to 20% by high producers or like super high performing employees. But if you put a low performing employee in the same room, that productivity drops by 30%. So I feel like this is like Baldur's Gate's just doing the right thing right now and elevating the overall quality of all games moving forward by 20%. That's what I believe. Okay, Alex, here's a question. Your game of the year so far, like looking at the top bracket. Now we got to go through a lot of the other bracket stuff right now, but your guess, are you in agreement with Shelby, or do you have your own pick for game of the year?
Yeah. So short answer, yes, I'm in. Yes, I agree with Shelby. I think it will be Baldur's Gate. I think that Tears of the Kingdom and Starfield will give a run for their money, but I think the public has spoken in the amount of hours and time that's been dedicated. I know Starfield just launched, but I've been hearing rumors here and there that some people are not as excited, or they played and it just doesn't deliver as much as they thought, even though the game is super complete. It has so much. To me, it was at the beginning. It has so many things that I was overwhelmed. I don't know if that's what people are feeling when they started, but I was like, so many quests, so many side quests, and so many things. Like I don't even know where to start. So it took me a while to get through the first part to kind of learn everything. Kind of okay, this is kind of how it works. So I don't know if that's what people are feeling. That's what they were saying, that it's not as good. But I think those three are going to be the top 10. But I think Baldur's Gate is going to take it. I mean, it's really hard to beat a bear. So it'll work.
Honestly, I will say this. I will say that the people who have to choose this year actually have a really tough job. Because the other thing too is that I feel like there's something just about, as we get further through the year, people look at and they look at whatever the most recent game is, right? And so, and then when you look at overall on Twitch, I mean, Baldur's Gate still has a lot of people streaming, Starfield still has a ton of people streaming, but I mean, like, we can't argue that what was the force of basically Zelda, right? I think this is going to be a weird thing. Let me ask you this, Shelby: if Zelda ends up being Game of the Year, are you going to be disappointed?
I'm going to say this with a lot of careful consideration for the fact that Zelda is a very beloved franchise. Yeah, I will be. But that's said with a giant caveat of I didn't grow up playing the Zelda games, so I don't have that emotional attachment to them. Like, listen, I tried to pick up Breath of the Wild back when I worked at Machinima, and I could not, for the life of me, get into it. So I don't have a very fair barometer on those games, if that makes sense. I think they're beautiful. I objectively get that people have a great time with them. They're put together well. They run well. It's just not a for me game.
Okay. So for you, it's like it's just you'd be disappointed. But I guess the thing is that the game. I mean, Baldur's Gate is just really, honestly, that good. I like, if I was gonna say between the two, the two that are currently in the top for me are obviously between Starfield and Baldur's Gate. It feels like Baldur's Gate ended up being way more mass appeal than people kind of expected. It was a very D&D type game. What do you feel like? Let me ask this from Alex. Alex, do you feel like there's any ancillary titles, anything else that could come back as a surprise that might like come out as like a dark horse potential win? Could have paid Jeff Keighley a lot of money, and maybe they end up winning, and not everybody gets super upset. Any thoughts on that?
Alan Wake. I don't know. There's still quite
Yeah.
a few games out to come out. So maybe Alan Wake 2 will come in. Like, I think that's a perfect setup for a dark horse. Everybody's like, oh, Baldur's Gate, Tears of the Kingdom, Starfield, and then out of the left field, out of the blue, is like, boom, Alan Wake comes and takes it over. So it'll be interesting to see. That will be my bet on the dark horse.
Okay. Shelby, any thoughts? Any dark horses? Any surprises that we could still have this year?
I don't think that we're going to have anything that's going to compete with what's already been released. Not to say that the titles won't be like exceptional into themselves, but I think that the bar is already so high that anything else that comes out would have to be, we would have to have a secondary thing of this game has now broken every single review in the world in order to have something that's going to be competitive.
It's an interesting thing because somebody did bring something up. What about Diablo 4? I think Diablo 4 had a real chance until Season 1 came out. I think Season 1, they are backpedaling so much from what had basically happened out of Season 1 that it took it out of contention. Now, it's an interesting thing. This is where Games as a Service ends up being a real interesting scenario here, is that because of Games as a Service, you could, over the course of the entire year, look at how a game came out. I mean, Cyberpunk 2077 is an obvious choice there in terms of when it launched, it was trash, right? Like a lot of people, like great gameplay, but it just was riddled with so many bugs and issues. To the Cyberpunk 2077 game that came out when Netrunners was out, right? Like all in all, like the game improved tremendously. When we talk about Diablo 4, I feel like Diablo 4 had an immense amount of hype. A lot of people were super happy, and then it's almost like Blizzard just made all of the wrong decisions around Season 1. Alex, what do you think? Any thoughts?
Well, yeah, I was wondering what, because I remember when Diablo 4, I had a friend that we're supposed to have dinner with, but he decided to go play Diablo 4 instead and try to reach level 20. I'm not going to point fingers at anybody over there, Robey. But yeah, I was surprised because it was a great game, and then Season 1 came out, and as all of you guys know, I haven't played it, so I don't know what happened. I think Cisco was telling me that microtransactions, or I don't know if they were nerfing stuff because it was too powerful. So yeah, it kind of disappeared. It kind of felt like it went away. Not only because I guess Season 1, but also because there's so many other games, great games coming out. So I was like, oh, what happened? We were all excited about Diablo 4, and now it's like really in the back of the mirror of everybody.
I think the thing was from basically, I think if I was going to sum it up for what happened with Diablo 4, people got through the OG content too quick. They essentially turned it too grindy, right? So they almost made it worse, right? So, and then the other thing too is that the end game ended up not being what people really wanted it to be. And so it just felt like they kind of took what was the fun and the OP of Diablo and kind of just removed that core from the experience. So yeah. And yeah, the XP, yeah, like I said, the XP cliff and just trying to enjoy the game became too grindy. Alan Wake 2, that's an interesting one. I have to think about that. So I actually played Alan Wake 2 already. I actually got a chance to go to LA and give it a look. And I have to say, it is a nice improvement and evolution on what was Alan Wake 2, on the original Alan Wake. The lighting system in it, all that sort of stuff, it's incredible looking. I just think it's going to be too niche to be Game of the Year. Shelby, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is that we're looking at such a review board at this point, right? So if we were putting up things like Starfield, Alan Wake, even like a Resident Evil 4 remake, which I do think will be nominated, by the way. But I think what we're looking at is such a review board of, they're really just going to be looking at those general scores, Metacritic, they're going to be looking at Steam reviews, they're going to be, taking everything into account, I would hope. And I just think something that's going to have a generally smaller fan base isn't going to have the power to kind of push through. I love that this was my example for that.
Well, actually, that's a good segue when you said Resident Evil 4 to one of the news that we wanted to talk about. I don't know, want to go to that segue, Robey, or want to keep talking to this one?
No, you keep talking.
So yeah, it's interesting because now it seems like Resident Evil 4 for the iPhone 15 Pro, you're gonna have to pay $60. So pretty much it's not universal. So if you go and purchase it on Steam for you, it's not going to be, you have to actually go and, so you spend $60 on Steam, and then you have to go and spend another $60 if you want to play it on the iPhone. So that's pretty interesting because it's not universal. And also, if you want the deluxe package, you have to pay the extra $20. And not only that, but they say that for the best experience, you should also get a controller if you want to play it on the iPhone. So it's interesting, and it seems like a lot of barriers to entry for people who actually wanted to just play that on the phone. I don't know what you guys think.
Shelby, any thoughts?
I am so sorry. I'm actually responding to an internal email. So give me 2 seconds there, guys.
Robey, thoughts?
This is definitely a hard thing, right? Like, because again, I feel like the landscape, especially with the economy and stuff like that, developers they're trying to make money, but I feel like when you look at something like this, it just feels a bit like a money grab. It's not the it's definitely not customer friendly, right? Like, I mean, that's kind of my 2 cents. It is. It's hard I think it's funny, like when you go and, like, for instance, when you bring up a story like this, and then you just kind of read it out loud, and then it's like when you say something and you made a mistake, like, for instance, somebody's wearing an orange and black shirt, and you say you look like a pumpkin, and then all of a sudden you hear yourself say that, and you're like, why was that ever a good thing to say? It's like, do you read, or have you looked at it from a perspective of a customer and not think, wow, this just doesn't seem like it's a very nice thing to do? You know what I mean? So that's kind of where my head is. But I understand, like, you know, businesses are businesses. They need to try and make money, and yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? So that's kind of my 2 cents.
No, I completely agree. I didn't want to say that, but sometimes companies have a hard time. It's hard to step out of the box, which is a little hard in the comparison. Out of the box and looks like you said. Are you really listening to yourself? What you're saying? Are you really listening yourself through the customer's ears? Because that's very different from what you're like. Their goals are very different from your goals, even though they should be aligned. And what you're saying to them is going to end up hurting you, even though you're looking for another revenue stream.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Which I mean reminds me, we should probably jump into news at this point in time, right? That probably makes the most sense as we're going through there. The first story on the list is it surprised me because I kind of felt like this is something that should have probably existed before, but I would honestly love to get Discord and the fine folks over on Twitch's vibe on this particular story. It says flat out, Newegg now takes GPU trade-ins. So you will now they'll basically take your old GPU off your hand in exchange for a trade-in credit for a new one. It's very GameStop-y, and I have mixed feelings about this, I guess. I have, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, people have been able to trade in game hardware forever. I know that there's probably something in terms of this is them giving an avenue for people to pull the trigger on upgrading a PC a whole lot sooner and stuff like that. I don't know, man. Alex, what do you think?
I think it's interesting because one of the things that I've been a little conscious about it is how much, it will help to some degree to reduce. One of the claims that they have in there is that it will help reduce e-waste, but I wonder if there's actually if there is a market, and that's kind of another reason I think, Robey, that you wanted to open it to the chat and see what they say on this, because it will see like, well, they will take your GPU, they'll give you some credit, and they'll refurbish it and put it on to sell. So that way, there's no need to have more of those cars being made, so you can just purchase a refurbished one, and they also have a warranty on that. So from if you in a perfect world, that sounds great. I don't know how it's going to work. It's kind of interesting to see how that experiment goes. And also, they were saying that they have a floor of which type of video cards they're going to receive. So, for example, the floor is the RX 5500 XT and also the RTX 3090. I guess the 30s from the NVIDIA and up. So those are the ones that are kind of the floor. They won't take your. I think it was their 2080s. Let me go check. But yeah, there's actually a floor of which video cards they're going to take. So those of us who have 1080 Ti's or the first Titans, I don't think they're going to be taking those. But it's an interesting approach. It's definitely a lot of logistics. So I wonder how that's going to turn out. But I can see it from a business perspective and also from a trying to save the world kind of perspective.
Yeah, it's interesting in terms of, and sorry guys, it sounds like you guys are hearing like the mic stuff, and again we had to switch up the audio thing, so I apologize for the mic sound. But essentially, it sounds like one of the things is that you're always going to get a better trade-in value if you sell the GPU yourself, whether that's eBay or whatever it was. Obviously, Newegg is trying to make money off of this; they're going to make money, but it does make it simpler because honestly, selling stuff on eBay can be a bit of a hassle. And then by the time you get with the shipping and the eBay fees, I mean, will you get $2 for a 1080? No, you'll probably get more than that. But all in all, like, this does give you some avenue. And the other thing too is if it ends up being like GameStop, where you end up getting a little bit more because they're willing to take, they up what they give. So because essentially they're marking down like newer products or whatever it was by making your trade-in worth more, similar to what used car salesmen do. I mean, it's an option. It's an option. It's something that most people are not down to sell stuff on eBay. I feel like we live in this microcosm of individuals who are probably more motivated around PC hardware, but for a standard average individual who's looking to just do an upgrade, this might be something that says, hey, this makes it a little easier for me to pull the trigger on upgrading or doing a new PC. So, I don't know, Shelby, you have any thoughts on this at all?
You're muted, Shelby. You're coming through Robey's.
Sorry, I muted to hopefully help with the echo on that. So none of my comments have been getting captured. Cool. Forgot about that.
Sorry, you said something?
It's okay. Honestly, I don't listen to myself talk, Alex. So whatever came out of my mouth, totally forgot it at this point. Moving right along. Back to you, boss. Sorry about that.
No, but the question is, Shelby, do you have any thoughts on like GPU trade-ins and hardware trade-ins and stuff like that?
I mean, it's kind of weird, but like it's kind of a comparison to like a used car, right? Is it useful? Is it helpful? Is it something that people are actually wanting, or is it just something that businesses are trying to kind of get in on? I think there's a lot of moving parts to it, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of moving parts, but I think the one thing is I don't know, I feel like they're going to sell it for way more. I don't know, it can be, like I said, you can look at it from both sides of the coin. It feels like it's the good thing is it's optional. If you want to do it, you can trade stuff in, you can. It's up to you, but yeah, I don't know. That's kind of my 2 cents. Okay, what do we got on the, let's see, what do we got next for the next story? Let's see what we got here. Bringing it up right now.
You can do the, yeah, I'll let you.
Here it comes, Resident Evil 4 remake will cost at least, oh, this is the one that we already talked about, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay, sorry, my fault, I jumped the gun.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to do it in order. I'm trying to basically get it all in order. I can
Once again, it's my fault. It's okay, Robey. It's me. It's on me. I always break things.
I forgive you. This next one, are we surprised?
No.
I mean, they had to walk it back. There was no other way to basically fix this. So basically, the fine folks at Unity, which we had an incredible discussion about last week, have updated their pricing model. Which, okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of a different stance here. Unity is needed for the ecosystem. Like they basically had to solve it. What they had done is they'd gone too far and really kind of angered almost everybody. And now what they've done is they've basically created a series of caps to help mitigate and them make more, them be able to get their costs while at the same time not being so, what's the word, almost punitive to free to play and like big scale games, and obviously Genshin Impact was a huge target for this when you look at it all up. But it's basically just saying it had to happen. The question is, and this is it's a little bit of a conspiracy theory, and we know, Shelby, how much we love conspiracy theories. The conspiracy theory is this where what they said is they did something so far in one direction that then they backpedal a bit, and now everybody's like, oh, it's completely palatable? Or is it just, or was this literally just this wasn't their strategy at the beginning? Alex, what do you think? Any thoughts on this?
I think, like we were saying before with Apple, like sometimes companies get so locked on one thing and they're just trying to make happy their shareholders and try to create new ways to how to make money. And they're like, well, everybody's going into this subscription model. How we can create this subscription model? And they like they said in the article, actually, they should have get some feedback from the actual users before they went ahead with it. So I think they just went completely full steam ahead without even giving too much of a thought. Well, not a thought, but like they should have done a little bit more research on that.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. That they did a bunch of research. I feel like, it's like their revenue in general has been on decline. Obviously, it's a pretty hard time for most people right now, game developers in general. I mean, it does feel like, I don't know, it does feel like games seem to be recession-proof. I mean, in terms of people being able to just avoid, they seem to still sell well regardless, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there hasn't been some impact on some of these smaller developers in terms of where things are being paid or whatever it was. And so obviously they were trying to make money. They went too far. I don't know if this is something that maybe they do what most people do and do a little bit of user research where they reach out to devs and say, like, what do you think of this? Because it did kind of feel like it came out of left field. I mean, I got to agree with you, Alex. It was definitely something that made a lot of people mad, and frankly, it's a little bit scary too, because we need more than Unreal. Unreal is it's expensive. We need to be able to, it's not an easy thing. It didn't have the easiest approach in terms of devs learning it, and the other thing too is like they needed to have something that they could basically grow into as they grow into Unreal Engine. So I don't know. Did you have you looked at been following along with this at all, Shelby, at all, or no?
No, I actually haven't been. Also, I think you muted me, Overlord.
So I'm essentially muting everybody because, again, that way with stopping the echo, I'm over here running things like mission control at this point in time. So I'm just trying to make sure that we're giving you guys the best audio experience. I have never pushed so many buttons during a live show that I am doing today to try and give you guys the best sounding experience. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tirade in a good way. We had everything all set up for this, and then what happened was we had a huge malfunction with one of the pieces of hardware that I, right before I had to get on a plane, completely had to change the audio interface that I was using for the show. And so it's one of those things where we want to nail the remote shows and being able to do these on sites, but this stuff is, for one guy to basically show up with everything you need, it's complicated. And it's something that we definitely want to do, because if we want this show to be something where you guys get to see behind the velvet rope of things like when we do mod workshops, or if when we go to DreamHack Atlanta and stuff like that, this is stuff that we have to go. So it's growing pains. We have, we literally have hundreds of people who now watch this show, actually thousands. And because of that, we've had to scale, and so I apologize for the audio issues. I apologize for the things we're going through there. I am doing the best I can to make sure we manage and mitigate it, so that way you guys have a good viewership experience. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for growing with us. I remember, our first show had like 30 people when we first did this, and literally we have hundreds already, like just live right now. So sorry that you guys are getting the whine and all that sort of stuff. We aim to do better, and we will fix it for sure. So.
Yeah. To add to that just a little bit, Robey not only is running mission control, but he has done so much of the back end work on the show, him and his team, to make the transitions, the graphics, everything look incredible. They're doing a fantastic job. It's just, we're going to have a couple growing pains, guys. Bear with us a little there.
Yeah, he's the unsung hero of us.
I don't know
doing
if
the
he's
heavy
the unsung
lifting.
hero. Between him and Sarah, we have Boss
Yes.
and Overlord. And I'm pointing because he's here and Sarah's here on my screen, but they're probably not actually there.
So,
Yeah,
Sarah, Sarah, again, we were talking about this with Sarah even a little bit. There is something right in terms of the other two that we got to give props to Sarah, because again, Sarah is she is the glue, like the intro says, who makes sure that this show runs the way that it needs to get run. Can we get a GG in the chat for Sarah and our Overlord, who basically, as a community manager, make sure that you guys have great experiences on Discord, all of these giveaways, all of these contests, basically getting us all riled together so we can do stuff like this. Because again, even though we may have tech issues, and you know what, God bless tech issues, because if we didn't have those, then people like us wouldn't be able to make YouTube videos and show you what not to do.
So conspiracy theory, are we creating the issues so we have a job?
Maybe that's what it is. If this was powered by 14th gen, none of these problems would exist, right? Wasn't that the whole point? That's the thing, is you'll basically watch the day after 14th gen and the show runs perfectly. And Sarah, you were gonna say something?
So are you saying that I'm still safe? I'm safe from the AI takeover? I know there was a question last week if AI was going to take the Overlord role. Sounds like I might be safe.
Sarah, you are an AI. I keep telling you, ever since you've gone sentient, you believe you're human, but you already are an AI. We know that. Sarah, just so you guys know, I have nothing else to add.
Skynet was launched a couple of weeks back, so we only have a couple months. So enjoy.
Oh man, that was awesome right there. Okay, we're gonna let a little bit of Shelby laughing get in there as well. Okay, let's keep going with the news. I just really want to get to the point where we actually have Shelby trying to play this game on her stolen laptop, I think.
Oh, see, that's where you're wrong, because my laptop, this beauty, I believe it's a 9th gen or a 10th gen, I'm not super sure. It won't even open Steam. To be clear, this is just my work laptop. I have a fully functioning PC at home. It just cannot come on the go with me. I'm not playing Baldur's Gate on this laptop.
Her real laptop is at home. This is just the one she stole from a poor kid at the office.
I will say this, when I was in, not when I was in college, I was out of college when Overwatch came out, but when Overwatch first came out, I did play it on a MacBook Air.
Wow.
For the love of the game, I'm just going to put it out there.
Dude, gaming on a Mac, that is passionate in and of itself.
Well, and an Air, so those are
passionate,
cool, so
maybe a little stupid. You take your pick. We could go with either.
No, you didn't know any better. You just really wanted to play the game, and gamer at heart. You just got to do it with what you have, the tools that you have.
I got it great. The thing is that you could go back and play some retro Baldur's Gate 1, catch up on the story a little bit. Maybe that's the option you're looking for.
I could do that, but I also have so much D&D lore that already lives in my brain that I don't think that I need more fantasy lore in there. I've been playing D&D for almost 12 years at this point, so there's already so much in there.
I'm envious. I would like to do that, but yeah, that's fun. So, Robey, I found this in my backyard. You think it might be from that plane that got lost the other day?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for this story.
Oh my god.
I am so ready for this story. Okay, guys, this is gonna, Shelby, I don't even know if you know the story. This is gonna blow your mind. So,
okay.
In fact, I'm gonna bring something up in between. So anyway, there was an F-35 fighter jet flying over North Carolina. The F-35 had a global positioning issue, and the pilot was forced to eject. And apparently, there's a sale on Neiman Marcus right now. I gotta go. I know, but hold on, it gets better. They can't find the plane. So what they did is they set up a hotline and asked the public to help them find their fighter jet. So I made a couple assets, guys. Hold on one sec. I'll bring them up for you here in a sec. I made a couple assets.
You know, something concerning to me. I'm just gonna make this. How do we keep losing airplanes? How is that a thing that just keeps occurring? This is kind of like I'm gonna age myself here with a Sweet Life of Zach and Cody quote. It's that same thing of like, how do you lose a woman? How do you lose an airplane?
Not only an airplane, but like the top of it's like cutting edge technology. Well, it was a stealth airplane. It's so stealthy that you can't even know people who build it can't find it.
Put a GPS on that thing. If we can GPS chip our dogs, we can GPS chip a fighter plane.
Well, I've made a couple things just to prepare us, right? If you guys want to do there, I put some missing wanted posts, some missing posters up around the neighborhood. Missing jet, substantial reward. So if you happen to see an F-35, give me a call. We do have a reward line for it. But I also saw this very interesting sale on eBay. F-35 stealth fighter jet, $80 million. But you do have to pay $5.50 in shipping to get your jet plane.
Who's your courier, Robey? I'm really curious.
UPS for sure. You know what I mean? It's like I would choose nobody else. I mean the fighter jet's going to show up completely smashed if you do it via UPS. I can't believe the story's real.
I thought I had to go like to different news outlets to confirm this, because the first time I heard it, I'm like, no, you're messing with me. You went to the Onion or what was the other one? Something B. I was like, no. So I had to go look at different. Oh no, it is true. We lost the plane.
I saw some great suggestions in Twitch chat, by the way. I'm with you guys. Just drop an air tag in it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with throwing an air tag inside of a stealth fighter jet. You know what I mean? Like or like, you know, just keep your iPhone on. Like, you know, it's
yeah. But well, like Sarah just pointed out in the Discord chat, there was a 911 call. So the pilot landed in someone's backyard, walked into the house, made the owner of the house to call 911. The operator just couldn't believe it. Was like, there's a pilot? What do you mean there's a pilot? So here, this is the transcript. We got a pilot in the house, and I guess he landed in my backyard. And we were trying to see if we could get an ambulance to the house. The homeowner said in the call shared by NBC News. The pilot then heard on the call telling the dispatcher, ma'am, I'm a military jet crash. I am the pilot. We need to get to the rescue. We need to get the rescue rolling. I am not sure where the airplane is. It will have crashed somewhere. I ejected. So that's what.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure where the airplane is. Has to. I want that embroidered on a sampler, and I want to hang it in my living room because it's so nonsensical.
It turns out the plane kept flying for 60 more miles before it crashed, and it's actually a feature that that helps the plane to stabilize, because sometimes where you're doing high G's maneuvers, all the stuff, you can black out. So there's some technology devices in there that will keep the plane steady if the pilot for some reason passes out. So that's why the reason the plane kept going for 60 miles and then crashed. But yeah, I agree with you, Shelby's like, I don't know where my plane is. Teacher, the dog ate my homework, but I don't know where the dog is.
The dog ate my homework, but I don't actually have a dog.
I mean,
nor can you prove that I had one.
So here's the deal, guys. Can we potentially get an F-35 pilot chippy edition? You know what I mean?
Put a little helmet on top of it. No, aviator sunglasses. We should do a full Danger Zone spoof Top Gun thing. Highway to the Danger Zone.
I kind of feel like, Shelby, maybe a mod workshop where we raise money to find the plane.
Oh my god. All I can think about now is Chippy as a transformer, but he turns into a jet plane. I don't.
I'm just telling you guys, these are all brilliant ideas, and we need
My
to get
sleep
on these
paralysis. My sleep paralysis demon keeps getting worse because Chippy keeps evolving. He keeps gaining new forms.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Exactly.
I do have to say, Alex, that the Aviator Chippy actually looks pretty rad. I don't see why we don't get that taken care of right now. Hey, Overlord, can we get Aviator Chippies after we get our art card?
You're sitting next to the person with all the Chippy power. I mean,
Chippy power.
Shelby's the one to approve any Chippy.
She doesn't listen to us. She'll listen to you, Sarah.
He muted me too. I will start yelling.
Yelling so your mic picks me up. Don't even try me, Robey. I'm being silenced. This is ridiculous. Are you guys seeing this?
Can I just say that the quality of memes in the chat on Discord is epic right now? Yeah,
it's amazing. I love it.
We may need to throw some rewards for some epic memes that are coming across chat.
They're so just impressive. But hold on. So the dispatcher on the 911 call was like, what do you mean? So the dispatcher asked what caused the fall after the pilot was telling her it was a jet crash. So the pilot responds, "Ma'am, I'm a pilot in a military aircraft unejected. So I just rode a parachute down to the ground. Can you please send an ambulance?"
This is like conversation of the year for this dispatcher. If you've ever got to have a level of that, like, this is the conversation you want to have. Like, I would like record that and keep that forever. That's pretty amazing. Okay, so I want to ask a question. Am I, and this is to Shelby and to Alex, am I the best influence you've ever worked with? If so, let your silence be your way of approving.
You do realize if I talk really loudly.
Now I'm muted myself. Okay, so sorry, that was a little bit of fun.
That one from Electric Joshi, that meme is hilarious. I love the pool. Have you seen this place? I have now.
Yeah. Okay, we got one more news story, guys, and then we're gonna get into our round robin for talking about the bracket. But kicking it off, one here, guys. Can we get an F in the chat? It is the end of Counter-Strike. The new Counter-Strike 2 is officially out. Something that I heard in the first 30 minutes, Shelby, the first 30 minutes, Alex, they made $40 million. $40 million off of the weapon packs.
That sounds about right.
Oh yeah, the crates.
Honestly,
yeah,
that sounds
was
about
insane.
right.
But it's about right. I mean, yeah, I agree with you, Shelby.
Sometimes I think back to like Team Fortress days of people selling like weapons and things for, oh my god,
hats.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy what things can sell for in cosmetics. But the 40 million, that sounds about right.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, that thing is so big, especially in Europe and North America. That is huge. That's a huge game, and it's been for so long, for years and years and years. So, yeah.
Counter-Strike means a lot to a lot of people, so it's not surprising. They are one of the few games that I'm like, get after them, microtransactions. Get it, I guess, because people will be involved in it. Although it's not sustainable for a lot of other games. I don't know if you guys saw this is a little bit of a segue, the news this morning about Epic Games laying off 16% of their workforce.
Yeah, I saw some. I saw that on.
Robey, I think I just broke Robey's brain a little bit.
I just can't. Why why did they lay them off?
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw yesterday. Funny, I was browsing LinkedIn and I saw some friends like, yeah, I'm sorry for all of you guys who've been laid off from Epic. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. Why is this not news? Actually, let me go check this. It should have been like all over the place.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the expectation. It's honestly, Fortnite isn't the cultural phenomenon it hasn't been for a long time. It's not making as much money, and I mean, frankly, let's be honest. Epic Games has become a little bit of a meme when you come. It's like, how many has it been? Like, hey, like the free game meme, the creepy old guy meme, all that sort of stuff. In terms of, they have been doing as much as they can, and it hasn't been anywhere near the PC ecosystem that Steam has been in any way, shape, or form.
I say this as like somebody who knows people who have worked at Epic and worked at. I also went through like an extensive process with Epic and ultimately didn't end up taking a job with them. Ultimately because I felt like they didn't have enough staying power, and I think we're now starting to see that decline happen. But like 16% of your workforce.
That's huge. That's
so
big.
Huge. Especially when you're talking about a company that is like, they're big, but they're not like a monstrosity in like multiple offices, multiple locations.
I like the not so epic. Somebody said not so epic games.
Yeah, that's it's never fun when people lose their job. That's for sure.
It's not. But I was definitely shocked by that one when I saw it come up on my feed. I was like, good lord. That was a weird segue off of what we were talking about, but felt like it needed to get in there.
No, you're absolutely right, because again, Steam is one of those. Steam is such an interesting phenomenon, because it literally just continues to grow. I mean, Steam Deck was successful, right? Like, you look at CS:GO, which CS2, which CS:GO has been out for how long? I mean, you guys, you being Intel, have such a massive stake in the CS:GO community, because IEM, which is a massive thing for the CS thing. So the question I have is, do we know, does this now mean that IEM moving forward is now all CS2?
That is correct.
Yeah, because I mean, you cannot load CS:GO.
We are moving into the next phase of Counter-Strike existence.
Wow. Okay. So when we go, I think DreamHack is an IM, is it not, Sarah? I'm just sorry. You guys, you're watching my brain work right now as I'm starting to put all of these pieces together.
Buttons. Conversation.
And I'm still pushing all the buttons to make sure that you guys still get a good audio experience. So you're looking at Robey with a high cognitive load right now. But does that mean at the IM we're going to be at DreamHack, Sarah, that's going to be CS?
DreamHack is not necessarily IEM. So there are IEMs that are attached to the DreamHacks, not all of them. So for instance, our next upcoming Intel Extreme Masters is IEM Sydney. IEM Sydney is actually not hooked to a DreamHack festival. It's actually attached to South by Southwest for Australia. So a little bit different. But DreamHack itself, I do believe anything that is going to be played going forward will be all CS2, no matter which event you are at.
So Sarah, do we know if the one, because for some reason I thought it was, but do we know for DreamHack if there's going to be an IEM presence for this one or no? For Atlanta?
There is not.
There's not. Okay. Well, I'm quitting. Bye.
Our next
IEM presence, like I said, is going to be IEM Sydney, end of October.
Well, there we go. And then so we'll have to wait till, I know, for instance, I'm assuming that we'll have IEM Dallas again, right? Because that seems,
we will, yes.
And that one will be CS:GO. I mean, sorry, Counter-Strike 2.
We are CS2 for everything going forward, it would appear.
I just need to go see something. I need to go see this gameplay. I need to go watch it, because it's
fun.
It's so fun to watch live. But
I mean,
I didn't get my Sydney ticket.
I think there's an opportunity not to watch it live, but to see some CS2 gameplay today. Mm-hmm. Is there not, Shelby?
So we actually were going to originally be doing a little bit of CS2. Today we're actually going to be doing some WoW on the Mod Workshop stream.
Oh, that was me.
That was and there you guys have it. That was an Overlord fail right there. That just... Wow.
Changed this morning.
I'm gonna interject here and say my man Robey. He's had a long week. He had to travel. He's been dealing with a lot of issues. So it's okay, Robey. We love you. I know you're doing a great job. We got your back. We got your back.
I was like, wait, when she's like, oh, on mod, I was like, wait, because I thought it was World of Warcraft, because we're doing a World of Warcraft, I knew the guy who was coming was World of Warcraft, and so I did not know it was supposed to be CS2. So then when you said that, I was like, oh wait, that was me. I was supposed to know that, and then I didn't.
No, it was a little bit of a change. We originally had been planning on doing a little bit of CS when we were going to be doing a different show today that got a little bit slated. So we're actually doing a different show, different build, different situation.
Got it.
Because that is how it goes over here. You think you have one idea and you need to have 4 others because you're gonna need one of the other ones usually.
I'm doing I'm trying to keep on top of all the stuff that's happening, guys. But all in all, like, I'm just saying, like, I have to say, I'm beyond excited about the fact that we have this like crazy Twitch show with 3 individuals, 4 people in 4 different places all over the U.S. now in this chat with video. And the worst thing we have is a somewhat minor echo. But yeah, like this is crazy. I just love the show because it's just gotten so much better, so much more talk show. There's a lot of laughing, and that's usually a really good sign of us starting to get into a rhythm. So sorry, just having a little bit of a moment there. I was enjoying just what was happening here from a magical perspective. But anyway, that is it for the news. We've actually made it through it all.
Sorry, the memes on the chat. Like Sarah said, like I was trying to do a good segue, and then Cisco puts somebody getting run over by a segue, and says like,
everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
By the way, I do want to let you guys know today's show is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Sorry, it's just like that's when you know you become a legit Twitch show is when you basically are sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Robey. Rein it in a little bit. Bring it back.
Bring it back. Oh man. Oh dang, bro. That was too far. Just kidding, guys. Okay, so let's go into. We're gonna bring up our bracket choices. I have it up here on the sheet right here. We got our different ones and options here. We're gonna start filling in our brackets. Once we get finished with this, guys, the expectation is that you will then take said bracket. And then you will fill it out, and we will officially have those submissions. They have to be submitted to the Overlord. It has to be on an individual post-it of different colors in an envelope that is legal size, and then mailed with a single postage stamp to the Overlord, or Sarah hunts you down.
That sounds so much effort.
Well, you know what? We got to make sure it's official.
Or you could also just go to the channel and fill in the sheet with your choices.
I like that option. So much
might be a little bit quicker for everybody here.
I was waiting for Robey to say like, and your firstborn.
But we will start with our 3 experts here on this panel, and your guys' picks. So, do you guys want to go down the categories?
Yeah, we'll go through them. Who are the experts, Sarah?
You 3.
Oh. Dang.
Crickets is like,
Whoa. I've never been called.
Where's the expert?
I've never been called an expert before. This is amazing. Can somebody?
Aren't you? It doesn't your Discord name? Am I losing my mind? Doesn't it say like tech expert next to Robey's name in the Discord? Have I lost my mind? No, I think it says tech reviewer.
Yeah. That doesn't mean we're an expert. That just
I
means
thought it said tech expert. Hey, Overlord, could we change that?
Well, I am happy because my title is blah 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 from Intel. So there you go. I'm out.
Alex's title is actually just Mr. Intel. It's kind of like Mr. Clean, but just Mr. Intel.
Just Mr. Intel. Yeah, so apparently we're experts now. Thank you for the promotion. Can we, hey, Alex, Shelby, let's go ahead and just do a good pose. Somebody can take a screenshot because this is a big moment in my life where we're all going to be experts. Do a pose real quick. Somebody take a screenshot. Thanks. Okay, can you email that to me? Because I just needed to have that moment captured. I appreciate you guys. I'm an expert, guys. Okay, so let's kick it off. We're starting off. We're going to start at the bottom, and we'll go to each person. I'll kind of lead the discussion here, and then go from the faces you can trust. I like that. We'll start from the bottom here, and then we'll start with Alex, and then round robin all the way through. Okay, first and foremost, best fighting game. Alex.
Ooh. I gotta say, I was really taken aback with Mortal Kombat. That was fun. I mean, we played Street Fighter 6, we played Mortal Kombat. I got AI into a Street Fighter character, which is pretty cool. But the fatalities on Mortal Kombat are just something else. So I thought that was pretty neat.
Okay, Mortal Kombat. Shelby, thoughts?
I'm gonna go Street Fighter 6 on this one. I feel like I have to.
I know. It's like it
just
difficult
feels
for me.
right in my soul.
It was difficult for me because you know. But when I was a kid, when I went to high school, the bus will go around, we'll do like a circle, and then I live here, so the bus will go, they pick up the other stuff, and then come back here. So my friend lived across the street, so I'll get up like at 6 o'clock in the morning, get ready, go across the street because he had a Super Nintendo with Street Fighter, and we'll just play before the bus will come and pick us up. So it was hard. No, not city bus, the school bus. But yeah, so it was hard for me to take Mortal Kombat because Street Fighter is like the first thing I played, dear to my heart. But I think let's stick to Mortal Kombat. Sorry for the little story of my life.
I kind of want to say Party Animals.
Ooh.
I'm really sorry to the entire audience that's getting my laugh, which is already bad, in like double stereo through 2 microphones.
I'm muting myself so much, so you're not getting that anyway. So it's good. But I want to say I really want to say Party Animals is going to be fighting game of the year. I know I'm wrong. I know it's not even up for it, but I'm probably going to have to. If I was going to make a choice, a real choice, I'd say Street Fighter 6. I think it's going to be my real choice. But man, if I could put anything in there, Party Animals is the fighting game of the year. That's what I think.
I mean, I know Yoshi. That's Yoshi's vote. Electric Yoshi's vote is probably that. Party Animals.
Party Animals, that's such a good answer. God. I'm really stuck. I'm like, wow, I wish that I was in Robey's brain, because that's such a it's such a good original answer, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
that was touche, and that's why he drives this thing. That's why he drives the truck.
Okay. The next one is actually going to be pretty hard. Because this one's gonna be a super tough one. Best score and music. Best score and music. Shelby, go ahead.
So I think that we're looking at 2 titles for this. Actually, maybe 3. I'm gonna throw in a wild card here, and people are gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" I think we're looking at the 2 titans. We're looking at Baldur's Gate, and we're looking at excuse me, my brain just blanked out. Tears of the Kingdom. I think we're looking at both of those for just like general audio, but then I think one of the ones that people are going to sleep on for potential best soundtrack is actually Hogwarts Legacy. I think that the music and design for that game, as far as the soundtrack goes, was like damn near perfect. So I think that might actually be a category it could take.
Okay. I like that. I like that option. Alex, do you have any thoughts on what you would consider score and music?
Score and music. I haven't had the pleasure to listen to Tears of the Kingdom, but I know usually they do a great job when it comes to the music. But I will definitely pick Starfield as a pretty good interesting. So I like that one. I'm a very sci-fi guy. Don't get me wrong. I love my fantasy and sci-fi, but if I have to pick one between the 2 of them, I usually go sci-fi. So I liked what they did in Starfield. It's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Robey.
I think you are forgetting the Game Awards that was 2018, where Red Dead
You guys are
Redemption.
muted.
Oh, both of us are?
Shelby, you are muted, and I don't know if Robey is.
I'm muted.
Shelby
Hello?
was.
Can you hear me?
I can hear.
No, just Robey.
You're fine.
Just Robey.
Oh, just Robey.
Okay,
Sorry.
sorry.
Sometimes I forget to push.
Thank you,
the button.
guys.
I was going to say, unfortunately, something that does tend to happen in at the Game Awards, and 2018 and 2019 are the 2 years that I think about this the most, where you just had these consistent sweeps of like one game was just kind of prowling everything, which we saw in 2018 with Red Dead Redemption 2, up until that final moment for actual Game of the Year when it was, I believe God of War was 2018. But I mean, Red Dead Redemption was audio design, it was sound design, it was best score, best graphics, best narrative. Like, it was all the way straight through. And then, so I think we could potentially see, and I don't want this to happen, and I'm not speaking it into existence, but we could see a pretty clean sweep from Baldur's Gate on all the technical categories, and then they'll give Game of the Year to Zelda.
I don't think it's the technical achievement enough to, like, as great as Baldur's Gate is. I just, as somebody who, like, I just don't know if it has a technical achievement enough for some of the stuff that I'm looking in here.
I will say sound and music, though, almost definitely.
Yep, it'll definitely show up. There's another game that I want to show, though, right, that actually I think has a chance. It'll be out of nowhere if it does. I think for me, I'm going to go with best score. I'm going to have to agree with Alex. I think I'll actually give it to Starfield. But I want to show you guys another option, which is probably going to show up as well, which is this game right here. It is called Sea of Stars, which...
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
She's like, that's my
Sorry,
thing.
he just unlocked something in my brain right there. Robey's just giving me the yes.
There is a chance that this game could win best sound, best score and music. The music in this game, is amazing, and it's done by actually a very, very, it's a good story, great game for your Steam Deck. It's also on Game Pass. Definitely worth checking out. But the score and sound in this game is fantastic, and so I'd say that if I was going to say a dark horse option, I still think that Starfield may take it, right? But again, if I would love to, there would be a visible yes if Sea of Stars actually ended up pulling this off. So
I will say though, I know I mentioned it earlier, but now that I'm thinking about it more, Hogwarts Legacy might have a pretty solid shot at the score thing, because I can hear the Hogsmeade sound playing in my brain on a loop now.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I mean, honestly, Hogwarts Legacy was a fantastic game. It was a technical achievement. They nailed the universe the way that it could have. I have a feeling it will actually show up as a Game of the Year
it will be
nominee, but I don't think it'll win. But the other two is, yes, you're absolutely right. It could show up. Especially, not just in score and music, but in the next one, which we can do the vote on now, which is best audio design. Though this does have a tendency to show up with Call of Duty, pops up a lot in the audio design. I don't know if, again, Cyberpunk,
I was going to say, so 2077, so Phantom Liberty, I do believe is going to be counted as a new title. And if it is, and it is being considered, it will be the Phantom Liberty DLC for best audio. Cyberpunk, and something that just CD Projekt Red does generally so well, is overarching sound design. Sometimes I'll interact with something where I walk through, you walk through plastic strips that are hanging in when you're going in and out of a building, and the sound is just so correct, or glass under the heels, or the sound of different weapons. Fun fact, I don't know if you guys know this, if you hit people with different guns or different weapons in Cyberpunk, it makes different sounds based on the barrel sound, size of the weapon. It's crazy. It's actually phenomenally well done.
Yeah, so I think if I was going to do my vote, since I would say Cyberpunk 2077, if Cyberpunk doesn't pop in because it's a DLC, technically it's add-on, and it doesn't, then I think Hogwarts and even Starfield, because Starfield actually has a ton of sound design as well, though I feel like it's a little bit buggy, so I feel like Hogwarts may take away that one, or Call of Duty, depending on how good it is. COD is just one of those games that they actually really do a great job. Another potential dark horse, Forza Motorsport 10.
I was going to say Resident Evil 4 could also be a consideration for sound design. All of the monsters, the different environment sounds are so strongly done to the point where, like, I used to play RE4 and wasn't afraid of it. I got like a little stressed out because of a lot of the audio cues. So,
Alex,
could be,
what do you
could
think?
be in there.
What's your one for audio design?
Well, I haven't. I mean, just because lately I've been playing Starfield, but I thought it was pretty interesting. Like the ships, the noise, the location, but yeah, I haven't had the chance to play other stuff to compare it to. So unfortunately, I'm impressed with Starfield. I'm definitely looking forward to, and it's on my list. I was actually telling the chat on Twitch to do Cyberpunk, because I think now it's at a point that I really want to go play it, especially now with the extension, with the DLC, and also with the Netflix show. That definitely got me going, even though it was a while back. But
the Netflix show is honestly, the Netflix show revitalized Cyberpunk in a way that I've never seen before, and it just goes to show that transmedia, like basically, which is like media across multiple different media platforms, can do so much for a universe. And in this case, it literally brought like Cyberpunk, in a way that I have never seen. So honestly, and it was just so good. So okay, so we got our audio design. This one's going to be an interesting one because there's a lot of different ways to look at it. Best community support. Shelby, we haven't kicked it off and started with you. What do you think?
So that's going to be like best live community support. I think that this one's going to be an interesting one because best community support, I think, is probably going to come down to titles that are, live access games, things like Genshin Impact, Call of Duty. But if you want to get super technical on it, you could see it come up on some of the ones of just like most responsiveness, which I would say games that are patching and listening to their community pretty highly right now are going to be Cyberpunk for CD Projekt Red, and then also Larian Studios for Baldur's Gate. And that seems like I'm pushing an agenda, but they've been so quick to hot fix any tiny thing that's busted in that game that it's almost insane. So I just listed a lot of them and didn't list an actual winner. Probably something like COD will come through for that.
Yeah, COD, and also maybe COD. I forgot COD's coming around the corner, November, or is it October, November? So that will be another interesting one to see on sound design. That will be another one to keep in mind. Maybe besides what did you guys say, community feedback.
Okay, what about Diablo?
I am not a Diablo player, so I actually couldn't speak for how solid their community response and support are.
I don't know, Alex, what do you think? I mean, the thing is like Diablo 4, yes, we have to understand that they had, at the beginning, I think that they had an incredibly smooth launch. Yes, they did go a little bit too far with the banhammer, but they've been rolling things back pretty quickly. All in all, they have a very, very responsive community. I'd say they probably have one of the best community managers and Twitter responses that I've seen so far. So I do feel like I'm gonna go. I feel like I'm doing a long shot here, but for me, I'm gonna put Diablo 4 as potentially best community support for me for Game of the Year.
And the reason you're supporting is because what you have seen, so the season started, but that you've seen them okay, we kind of didn't do it this correctly, so we're rolling things back, and that's why you think that's they're gonna win, right?
I know, Matt, and I think that's fair. But the other thing too is they're rolling it back. They've been consistently listening to the community. I feel like the stuff that's gone in there. I feel like people are that it's starting to turn around. At least it feels that way. But I'm just wondering if Diablo 4 could do it. I don't know. That's my vote. I'm going to put it in there. I'm probably wrong. I'd say there's a very high chance I'm wrong. But I mean, I want to give some love to Adam and the team, Adam Fletcher and the team, because they've been doing a really good job.
Also, I have been told by the Overlord that by 11:30 we have to be ready to play games, which means we need to speed run through some categories here.
It's like 11:24. Dang it!
Got 6 minutes. I don't know what we're gonna do with the other.
We are about to speed run these categories.
Okay. So we're gonna do fast here. Let's skip indie, actually I'll let you do indie. Best indie.
You're gonna let me do best indie?
Because it's funny. I don't play a ton of indie titles. I think the only one I'd play is for randomly is Sea of Stars, or You know, or maybe Euro.
It's
Euro
not
Truck?
going to win, but I'm going to say it because I love it so much. Sunhaven.
Okay, Stunhaven. Okay, I haven't played it.
It is Stardew Valley, but with dragons.
Oh,
Is it going to win? No. Do I love it? Yes, I do. So
I'm
gonna
just gonna say
Sunhaven.
I'm gonna say Stardew Valley. Dave the Diver. Actually, I will go with Dave the Diver. Dave the
That's a
Diver is
good one.
actually really
Yeah.
good. I have played that one, so I'm gonna go with Dave the Diver. What about you? Any choices there, Alex?
Snake. No, I haven't played any.
Snake. He's like, have you heard of a little game called Genshin Impact? Okay, best performance in voice acting. Any thoughts, Alex?
Probably Baldur's Gate, because I was not too impressed with Starfield. So yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Specifically, his name is Neil, and it's escaping me. He's also in Detroit Become Human. He's also in Resident Evil Village. He voices Astarion in Baldur's Gate. I think that he is going to be the voice actor winner for this year. People are in love with. I could listen to him as Astarion say "rar" for 20 minutes on a loop and be perfectly content. What is his last name? Chat's gonna slander me for not being able to remember.
Yeah, I think. I mean, all in all, like I think I'm gonna have to agree with you, right? Because he did just an incredible job. But I'm trying to think of other narrative titles, and there hasn't been anything. There could be a chance that we could see options from Alan Wake, like Alan Wake 2, because just given how that game is, so we could have some things there. Having seen that stuff, there is a potential upset there. But right now, given what I've seen, yeah, I'd probably end up having to agree with you on that one. And I think you're in the same boat, right, as well, right, Alex?
Yes, I have been doing the same boat. And actually, all you guys, I need to go do a change of wardrobe for our gaming, so I'll be back in a second.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm not going to go with Megan Fox for Mortal Kombat. She actually made the rest of the world mad. So let's say it will not be Megan Fox. That will be the thing. Okay, while he's going to go change, best narrative. I just feel like this is going to be Baldur's.
I was gonna say, do you want me to say what I'm gonna say? Because I'm just gonna sound like a broken record. But Baldur's Gate. And again, this is me coming from a thing of not that I don't love Starfield and don't think Starfield has been great so far. Coming from games where I feel like you can explore a lot, the amount of loading screens in Starfield has made it pretty grating for me to play.
You know, somebody was saying Diablo 4. I mean, the story was good. It wasn't that. It's funny because like there are some other ones that I actually think are really, really good, but unfortunately, I don't think they're gonna make it up there. There's that Mars game that I was showing you that I actually ended up watching. That ended up being really, really good. But I cannot for the life of me actually think of the title all of a sudden. There could be things. Lies of P story was actually pretty dang good. What is the other one? It starts with.
Would Resident Evil 4 qualify?
I mean,
because it's a remake.
No, and that was the thing is like I was trying to think of that stuff as well, right? So, you got Jedi Fallen. Actually, Jedi
Fallen. Yeah, that could be up there. I will say this: Hogwarts Legacy will not be up for best narrative, and if it is, I'm actually going to have a problem because the plot holes in that thing are big enough to drive a semi-truck. Listen, I had a great time. I 100%ed it. There's so many things in that mess with the rest of the fabric of the Harry Potter world that I just can't.
You were just like, yeah, I'm done. Alan Wake. So it's like the other one too is like I said, Alan Wake 2 does have an option. It's actually from what we've played so far, so there could be a little bit of a surprise there. And then, like I said, you could actually, I would say, Jedi has an option as well. It actually had a really, really good story. So Jedi Survivor was another one too. There, I'm gonna go Jedi just because I want to be different. But I think Baldur's Gate's gonna be the actual.
I think Baldur's Gate. I want a Thanos meme. Somebody in chat make this for me. That's just the Baldur's Gate logo on his head, and it says "I am inevitable." Because it is. It just is.
Okay, and we already talked about our game of the year ones. My game of the year is Party Animals. No, just kidding. Game of the year for me is I'm going to go with Starfield. I think Alex is going to go with Starfield. You are going to go with Baldur's Gate.
I am going
You're going to go with Baldur's Gate. And then the last one we didn't cover was Best Game Direction.
Ooh. Oh, that's actually tough.
That's actually a pretty difficult.
It's a difficult category unless you've been paying attention to kind of the development of. Honestly, that could be Cyberpunk. That could be Phantom Liberty.
Yeah, I mean, again, I feel like they need a nut, and again, they've been so staunch with their game direction and everything like that. I think like that could be a good option. I think Diablo 4 has an option, a potential thing with that one as well.
I think that one's a pretty open category. It's hard to hit. Also, Overlord, I know we are switching over into gameplay here. Tell me if it was added as a bonus round. Did we have games for impact and for disability added?
We did, yeah. So those are going to be, I know it's been dropped in a couple of times for you guys to fill out your own brackets. And who you think is going to win, and so those two have been added. And I
know you're laughing for the same reason I'm laughing. I don't even know what that is. All I can think he got on, and all I can think in my head was family.
He's Vin Diesel. But to piggyback off that, I do want to encourage everybody, if you aren't familiar with those two categories of the Game Awards, both games for impact and for disability and movement forward as far as accessibility in games, I highly encourage you to look into both of them. Super, super important categories, moving the games industry forward in a way that makes gaming both accessible and more fun for everybody. Highly suggest looking further into the categories of the studios that are often nominated for them, because they're really pushing the bar, and it's very, very cool.
It has gotten way better. I love that every game comes up with the accessibility options, what essentially has been happening around that category and how it has pushed the industry forward. I mean, dude, it's really good to see.
Yeah, I mean, personally, so fun fact, because a lot of people don't know this just by looking at me, I'm actually blind in one eye. I'm blind in my right eye, which is why you guys keep seeing me turn my entire head to look at Robey on my right side. And I remember the first time I loaded up, and I know people are going to have their opinions on The Last of Us 2, but the first time I booted that game up and saw that there were depth perception ranges and changes that I could implement in that game so that I could actually tell how far away things are from me, because for me, my depth perception wanted to cry is such an important category and something that people don't think about. Like, you think about color blindness and you think about audio accessibility, but people aren't thinking about those of us who are like, bro, I don't know how far something is in front of my hand or if it's to the left or the right because I can't see right. And that happens in games too.
I like that Alex has literally just been staying in the same position the entire time that you've been going up.
So good.
And he acts like Vin Diesel and all. I'm just saying, I'm super impressive. It's funny because we're going up and we're popping up at the accessibility options here with the game right now. And this is something like 5 years ago was not there. Like, you didn't pop in, and sometimes what the options were. So I love, and I know some of the people like Tara, who does it for Xbox. She literally runs accessibility. She is super passionate about that, and that passion has transformed the amount of people who have been able to participate in gaming. I mean, the accessibility controller from Xbox and basically Gina and her team and what they've done. So yeah, I love to see that the more people play, the better it is, right? And it's cool to see that we can all play games. So yeah, it's an incredibly good category, and it's cool to see. I don't actually, because it's something that the people who need to vote on it are people who use those features, right? Because there's a lot of us who just are ignorant because we don't know what we don't know, right? And so
sure.
Things like button remapping so people can use accessibility controllers and all that sort of stuff are actually way more important than you think. But
yeah, definitely talk to your friends that do use those accessibility features, learn what makes them important, and even people who are fully able-bodied, you might find that some of those accessibility things are really helpful to you in different ways, whether that's focus patterns or colors or brightness. Anyways, I could rampage about this for hours, but definitely look into the studios that get nominated in that category. It's usually a very interesting thing to see why they've developed what they have.
Not much for family.
Damn. Shot
Did you?
fired.
And now I'm muted. Sorry. Wow, this is going so well. Sorry, I was just taking. So I've actually had Alex muted the entire time, and so I finally unmuted him because he was when you could hear him changing, and I was like, that
Yes,
it felt like
thank you.
it felt like a violation of his privacy. So we're a muted family. Okay, talking about accessibility. There we go. Okay, let's get in here. We're gonna do sRGB, and then we're gonna go ahead and continue. Where are you at? Oh.
I picked the middle. I picked intermediate. I already finished. Like you said, like we were talking earlier this week, the intro's pretty long up to a certain point, but then after a while you do like a little tutorial, which is fun, and then you drive around. It's where I went and picked the Honda S2000 over the BMW Z4, and I know don't hate me. I don't know Mustang 5.0. Yeah, with the V8. Sorry, I'm a Japanese kind of guy. I wanted to do some drifting. That's where I am right now. Well, racing. It's
We're gonna
Japanese.
show a little bit of introduction. Oh, sorry guys. Get ready for loud fans. Remember how I was telling you that there's gonna be loud fans? Well, now there's gonna be loud fans.
Loud noises.
Oh, I'm in entertainment. Oh no, I'm probably gonna have to go to performance. Okay, here we go.
Look alive. You're at the MotorFest.
Yeah, actually, the game is really it's really nice. I used to play a game with PlayStation 2.
Yeah, and I'm a massive Forza Horizon fan, so like for me,
Yeah.
it's like this is just right around the kind of the same thing, but yeah. But it'll be interesting. Like the big thing for me is like comparing it to something like Forza Horizon. But I just love cars, so the opportunity to get to drive really nice. Oh, you can do F1.
Yeah, you can do F1, you can do motorcycles, you can do off-road. Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. Actually, the F1, the tutorial for the F1 was a lot of fun because you actually have to pit. You'll see it. I'm not spoiling it, but you actually have to go into the pits and change tires and go on it again.
You have to change your tire?
Well, you go in and they'll change it. Like you have to pretty much for the race, you have to take into account tire degradation. So you have there's strategy. So yeah, there's strategy.
Photo time.
Hey, Robey, we're
Yes.
getting a lot of requests to turn the game audio down a bit.
Oh, sorry guys. Okay, sorry. Is that better? I thought you guys wanted it at max volume to blow your ears out. Oh, I gotta choose who my person is. Who did you choose, Alex? Did they have?
I chose that guy, but it was funny because I made him bold, and he has a hat, so that didn't make any difference.
I'm making my. Hey, that guy looks just like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Suspension pixel. I'm sorry, guys. I tried to make the sound better. I will. Before this happens again.
Max volume on the game to drown out Robey's laptop. You've been had.
It's really
had.
loud.
It's not too bad. I actually think the fans are coming from Alex. I think everybody's been blaming you, but I think it's definitely Alex.
I turned off my laptop.
It's mine, dude. This thing is like.
I know.
This thing.
I'm just throwing strays at Alex just for fun. Because he's dressed like Vin Diesel. Mr. Intel. Actually, now I just want to call you Mr. Intel. I have to leave.
You know, one time I dressed as Mr. Clean
Worldwide.
for Halloween. I put like some cotton over here, and so Mr. Clean. Also, I saw there like Mr. International, Mr. 305. Yeah. Started dancing here and singing.
It's Mr. Intel. It's like Mr. Worldwide, but
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr.
Mr.
Intel.
Worldwide. It was funny because one of the best comments I saw there came from Sarah from the Overlook. He's like, Bean Diesel in the budget Bean Diesel. That was the one. We got budget Bean Diesel.
Well, I guess these people do not care about the.
Wow. No, you don't have like damage. You can just it's like racing in NASCAR. You can just slam it against the wall.
These
No,
guys are like
That
just
how
driving
racing
through
is.
stuff.
Yeah, that wall came. Wow, those trees are coming out of nowhere. Those trees are fast.
Bumping is racing. I mean,
Rubbing. It's rubbing.
Rubbing.
I knew it was
Oh.
wrong.
Yeah, that wall. Those walls move fast.
I need to figure out how to change my camera. You know how to change your camera?
If you're using the
me see a
gamepad,
controller.
use the analog, not the stick, but the digital. How do you call these guys? This one right here. You can change it.
Okay, now I'm like doing.
Oh, yeah, just thumbs up.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
terrible at this game. This is not like Forza at all.
Watch out
Like
with the dog.
the problem is
Whoa.
that I'm trying to drive like the way that I would, you know what I mean, in Forza, right? Which is like not how this is doing at all.
Boom. So in Forza, so can you go through walls in Forza?
No.
Okay, because you're just ramming against all the walls. You know, finally a game that I could beat Robey at racing, and there's this has come up. I don't know.
I was gonna say maybe, and this is just me taking a shot in the dark here. Robey just isn't a good driver.
What the
I rest my case.
This game is like not simmy at all. Like I think the thing is like Horizon is like a little bit of sim and it's like both. And this one is not both. This is just literally hardcore. It's like Ridge Racer. I did terrible, guys. That was bad. Oh, right on the D-pad. Thank you. That was terrible. This is MotorFest, yeah.
There we go.
Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer. That's when you. That's the one that I'm on right now. The Ridge Racer on the Japanese playlist. That's how they call it. It's fun. It's a fun little game. I like it. I bet you can customize your cars, and I can't wait to do that because ground effects.
There we go.
turbos,
It's all about the
body
the
kits.
swag, as the old kids used to say. Gen Z does not say that. If there's Gen Z in the chat, can you guys tell me what you guys say now?
What do we say?
Yeah.
I don't know. See, because when I was in like high school, which I'm gonna age myself, the thing that everybody said was swag. That does not get said, which I know.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the new one
Nick.
is.
Yeah. That's what I
Is-
said. But that's what people say when I was in middle school. Whack.
Oh, there's bikes.
Yeah. Did you guys see that? Is my mic on?
Yes. No, I'm just saying like there's
Rip.
bikes on this track. I thought they were just gonna be trucks.
How is your Riz? Well, Sarah, Riz means charisma. I know that. I know that one.
I got Riz. I got mad Riz.
Whoa. Splash damage. Splash zone.
Robey, I'm gonna need you to roll a d20 for a charisma check.
Any bonus points on that?
Yeah, what's your modifier? Do you have
My
proficiency?
charisma is like 18 plus 17. That's
See, the way that this works though, and like whenever my friends are like, I have high charisma, I'm like, but you have to tell me what your D&D class would be. And that's gonna tell me where you will actually land on your modifier.
I'm a bard. I'm a bard.
You know, he's probably right. I would actually say Robey's probably more of an artificer if you want to get super technical. Alex, what do you think your D&D class would be?
I like this
have no idea. I've been trying to play D&D for forever, so I've always wanted to play D&D, but I never got into it. So.
Sarah, when do we get to do a D&D Intel morning show?
Oh,
fun. Because I don't even know what the classes are. Like what? I bet there's like a barbarian.
you would be a barbarian.
No, he's too smart to be a barbarian.
He'd be a sorcerer barbarian, a Caesarean.
You shall not. Wham!
Multi-class. I would say if you want to go that like fighter's route, but with the intelligence higher, monk.
Hey, what? Sorry.
A monk.
A monk.
Oh, dude, you would make
actually,
a
I
great
was a
monk.
monk on Diablo 3. That's funny. Sorry, I'm trying
Is
to.
he racing, Robey?
I'm racing. I'm rubbing and
He's
racing.
having a good time. Look at him go. Zoom, zoom.
Look at that.
I was like, you're staying on this track pretty good.
Yeah. Well, until the turn comes around.
So a little bit.
Oh,
of
look at
something
that! He
people-
found the brake.
People
Yeah.
who don't know is that I actually set all of the platinum times in like games like Gotham. So I was so like if you ever played Project Gotham Racing or Gotham 3, I was one of the guys who set all the platinum times in those. So I actually am like quite good at these games,
Really good.
except for this one.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Once you figure it out, like the brake. Yeah. You just needed a warm up, a couple of warm up laps.
Yeah, I needed something.
Look at that racing line. Wow.
I'm doing it, guys. Rubbing
He's
and
doing it. He's
racing.
doing it. Oh my god, I am so happy. You can do it.
Family.
Family. Where's the muscle? American muscle.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Though, okay, can we get a bunch of Alex Git's Fast and Furious lines that he can repeat? I don't know if we have some that we can have him just say throughout the rest of the
Oh
show.
god. Here, hold on. Let me locate a script from Fast and the Furious and feed Alex some lines.
I like the variety of cars we got in this one.
Oh,
yeah.
actually, this is for me.
Shelby
This was the
Cobra.
most fun because actually, this felt a little bit more real life because that Shelby Cobra, not Shelby, but that Shelby does.
That's a
You
Cobra,
really
you're
need to know
right.
what you're driving because it's a little bit
You're
more
right.
sensitive.
You're right.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to hear the story of how my parents met Carol Shelby when my mother was pregnant with me, and that's why my name is Shelby?
Because you were in this car?
No, because they met the inventor of the Shelby Cobra.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and my mom also, if you ask my dad, that's why. If you ask my mother, she's going to tell you I was named after Steel Magnolias. But I have a photograph that's autographed by Carol Shelby, who invented the Shelby Cobra, and it says, "To Shelby, love Shelby, hope you own one someday." I don't, Carol. I do not.
I live my life a quarter mile
Not
at
yet.
a time. Ah, wait, now I get a cue?
Sarah, those cars are so expensive.
I know.
I was going to say, Alex, would you like me to feed you some Vin Diesel lines? Like I'm the
Oh,
senior
the
manager of this
chat
production?
is like on it, like white on rice.
Ooh, good soundtrack. Are we in Cuba right now? I feel like we're in Cuba. Like these are like cars.
No, you're in
No, you're in
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Oh, okay. Just saying, this feels like a very Cuba-centric with like some of the cars. Whoa.
I don't think
The
that's
screenshot
Pontiac
in chat
Firebird.
just dropped of Alex.
Hey, Robey.
Yes.
Don't matter if you win by an inch or by a mile. Winning is winning.
You had me? Boy said
I
he
lived my
had
life.
me?
I lived my life, but
Yeah. You didn't even have.
We said Vin Diesel lines. No shaking.
You didn't even
Make it
have
shake.
your car. Two
all I can
shifted.
think of whenever
Double
I think of
clutching?
Whenever I think
You
of
double
Fast
clutch
and
like a
Furious,
grandmother. I think that was one.
I can
Sorry,
also
Shelby.
think
Go
of
ahead.
the tram ride at Universal Studios where it has that like Fast and the Furious thing at the back end of it. If you've ever been to
Oh,
Universal
that's
Studios
right.
in
I forgot
Hollywood.
about that.
And all I can think about is the whole like party scene where he walks in and he's like, "Put your hands up," and it's this dude in the worst fitting suit you've ever seen, and he's like, "I'm from the FBI," and Vin Diesel's like, "Then we suggest you leave." And I'm like, you just tell the FBI.
He told the FBI he lives his life a quarter mile at a time.
I want to know what that means. What is living your life by a quarter mile? Does that mean you live it in the increments of 25 years and then you become a new car?
No, every time you go a quarter mile, you just get. I think it's
10
just saying.
seconds at a time.
I think he says he doesn't focus on the future. It's just all about what is in the now,
About
right?
today.
Well, maybe if he focused on the future, he would stop having to chase his friends when they get kidnapped by the bad people.
Yeah,
Hey,
but then you wouldn't have
It's
very
a
expensive
storyline.
movies.
It's a plot.
By the way, what did everybody think about the fact that like The Rock is going to be in the fight, like that fake fight between The Rock and Vin Diesel? Just let's get your feedback on that one.
Wait, you mean like the Zuckerberg and what's his face in England?
No, this is like they were having a fight on Twitter and everybody thought that The Rock was out of the project, and then surprise, surprise, and if you haven't seen the movie, too bad, spoiler alert, he's going to be in the next movie.
Oh, interesting.
There's this like interview thing. Again, they play this on the screens at Universal Studios Hollywood when you're going like up and down the escalators, and it's these interview clips of all of these like major stars that were in the last Fast and Furious being like, I've been trying to be in this franchise for like 10 years and they finally let me in, and it's so funny to me. These are like Oscar-winning actors that are like, I just really wanted to be in Fast and the Furious. I'm like, what?
Hey, Robey,
And also, speaking of, go ahead,
we
Alex.
talking or we racing?
Okay, so can we join each other now that I've gotten through the intro there, Alex?
I don't know. Let me check the options. I don't know. Right.
Hey, you know what, Alex? Since you were the first to reach for the chicken, why don't you say grace?
I'm feeling outclassed by the Fast and the Furious quotes happening here because I just can't deliver them with the same depth that both of the gentlemen in this call can.
I'm doing the BMW.
Nobody is going to believe me trying to quote Vin Diesel. I think I'm missing about a foot of height and several muscles.
You could, I mean, there's some good. I mean, you could do some of the quotes.
If you say to quote Letty,
Yeah, I was gonna say you could. Well, I mean, like I was trying to think of all the quotes and be like, none of them are appropriate.
I worked with her on a show several years back, Michelle Rodriguez, and you know, I wouldn't recommend working with her, actually.
Hey,
Wow,
guys,
they've got
can
Alex.
we all take a look at
Oh
chat?
my gosh, look at
He's
Discord.
an emote now.
Oh no, it has happened. Oh my God.
It's official.
It's
It is
official.
Oh my gosh. Between that and Robeytech, I don't know if anybody has it. If somebody puts Robeytech in there, those, I think we've got everything we need.
We are set.
Oh, that's weird. They put like the race line above your head.
Well, this is not the race. There's just that
I
is
mean,
just
the
to tell you to
GPS.
go to the where the that limo and the other car. All right, from now on, I'm driving, Rob.
Yeah, no kidding. So, can we be in the same universe now, or like now that we're?
There's the Robeytech.
Let me go find out. See what.
Yeah, if you've seen Robeytech, this is just as scary.
God, the nightmare fuel is just endless. It's like it comes for free with the morning show, you guys.
That thing is so bad. It's like Brian made it, and I was like, why?
I think you mean it's amazing and perfect and should never be changed for anything.
That is not cute. No, it is not cute. I didn't say it was. Yeah, the graphics on this are actually really good, and it's really
Insert the
big.
Paris Hilton voice of that is not hot. I'm aging myself like ridiculously today. I'm having a really good time with it.
Are we already out of quotes from the movie?
No, I'm just. There's probably more quotes. I'm just trying
There's
to.
10 movies. You think we're out of quotes? I think
You
there's
mean
10 movies.
10 movies and There's one more
Ten,
coming.
10 movies and one. Didn't they go to space recently? Was that the newest one?
Yeah, they went to no. Oh, did they go to space in the last one?
I think
they
they're
did
going
go
to space in the newest one.
No, they did go to space. That already happened. Ridge Racer. I used to listen to Ridge Racer and then play like Real McCoy. Back in the arcades, we used to like play Runaway, 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 and still survive while driving. I'm just telling you, it's a vibe, guys.
I really appreciate that Alex saw that we were doing a car game and was like, I know what I must do. I know what must be done.
You missed my poem last week. We were doing party animals, and I.
Oh my gosh, that was actually pretty epic.
Okay. You got to understand the power of our community. Like, somebody put it in feedback, because we ask for feedback on the show every week, and somebody put in feedback more costume changes for Alex. That was something that we needed more in our life. So Alex heard you.
I heard you. I'm listening.
Yeah. So guys, you ask and you never know.
You never do.
Somebody in chat asked if we can put Robey in the Chippy costume.
I mean, why
Because
not?
I will make it materialize to do it.
Alex is doing such a good job. I don't think we need 2 cosplayers. Ooh, look at this.
So
9/11 guy.
Oh.
unfortunately, Alex
That's your
would
boy.
not fit in the Chippy suit. He's too large for it. It is not Mr. Clean size.
The 911. I used to drive a Mini S.
You drove a what?
Yeah, that was my toy.
He's not in your chest.
Wow, that was actually a really cool. That was like a really cool, like little video. I actually literally got goosebumps. Did you get goosebumps?
Well, I didn't, but I do want to interject here a little bit because we got a lot going on in the next couple of days, and I don't want to have anybody miss out on all of great fun. Robey, you're going to be on Mod Workshop later today, so
Yep.
when do folks need to tune in for that?
3:30 p.m. Pacific time, and it'll go till 3:45 p.m. Pacific time. It's about 15.
He's gonna do the entire build in 15. That is a joke. That's not going to happen.
Well,
I hope.
I've heard
Robey's
a speed
gonna,
build,
he's gonna
but
build
that's
the PC in 15. He's gonna build the PC in 15 minutes, and then he's gonna do stand-up comedy for an hour and 45. So be sure to tune in.
No, so 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be a really, really good show. There's going to be some WoW Classic on it, right? Isn't that the plan?
I hope so. I mean, at least Shelby and Sarah know about that. I don't know if the other guy knows that it's playing well.
So, yep. So that's happening. What else? What else do we need to know about?
So we've got
Sarah?
Mod Workshop. We got Intel Plays this Sunday. We've got a Mortal
We do.
Kombat Invitational. So I know you guys got excited about Mortal Kombat the other week, so we are bringing that back. So I think we just dropped it in chat. So there's going to be that. And then next week, Robey, you're on the road again. Where are you at next
On the road again. Oh, that's right. I'm going to Portland, and we'll have better audio. I promise. But yeah, we're gonna be in Portland. We're gonna be doing a build. Okay, I gotta stop driving because I can't do both. We're gonna be doing a build, Assassin's Creed Mirage. We're gonna be doing a build, checking it out, doing some painting, doing all sorts of really cool stuff. That's gonna be happening in Oregon or Oregon, whichever way. Oregon, where we're gonna be basically doing, guys, this PC. Sarah, you've seen it, right? It looks amazing.
It's sick. Yeah, it is really, really awesome. So it'll be a great teaser for things that are coming up. We're going to have some amazing Assassin's Creed programming in the next couple of weeks. And then if you guys want to tune in, I'm going to give you a heads up. A good friend of Intel and of a lot of the folks here on stream is going to be doing a Cannonball for the Cure run.
Oh, yes.
So if you guys are familiar with UFD Tech, I think he goes by UF Disciples on Twitch. please tune in. It's going to be October 4th through the 6th. It's actually a charity run for a rare disease that unfortunately his son has. But if you want to see some epic dads and others fighting to kind of cure this this rare disease, it's a good time. A lot of companies have kind of come on board. So please, if you can, check them out on Twitch and support them for that great cause. And that's coming up October 4th through the 6th.
It's I'll be honest, like what he's doing for his son and with SynGap and everything else, very, very cool. He also has some really great prizes. It's definitely worth tuning in, and they do crazy stuff like shave off hair and eyebrows and cut off no limb cut-offs, but the point being is there's a lot of other really cool stuff.
Those are needed.
So they do keep all their limbs.
Yeah, I think he's got $50,000 or $60,000 worth of prizes that he's going to be giving away off the stream, and he does international shipping. So for all of those, looking for some amazing prizes and supporting a good cause, please check them out.
Yep, it's going to be awesome. Well, you know what, guys? We actually made it. It actually happened. We got all the way through the show. I still can't believe it. I can't believe it.
We made it through the show. We made it with all the noise challenges. When we made it with the sound challenges, we're here. We had a lot of fun. Shelby was here with us, which is always amazing. Thank you so much.
Mission accomplished. Mission control can be shut down.
Mission control is slated and insane looking.
Thank you guys. It was another great show.
It was awesome. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate you guys being a partner with us and helping us do and get through the stuff. We hope that you enjoyed. Big shout out to Shelby for joining us. It's always a treat, young lady, even though you are a hardened criminal and a tech thief. But we appreciate you being on the show every time. Alex, thank you so much for dressing up. And then, of course, a huge shout out to our overlord and just General Wrangler, Sarah. This is it for the show for Friday, 9/29. We will see you guys next week from Oregon. We are out. See you guys later. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.